What is up, guys? LD2T here, back again with another video, bringing you episode 7 in our Madden 20 online franchise. Today, we've got Week 12's game against the Redskins and Week 13's game against the Bears. We've done the scouting, we've done the training, so let's get right into the game.
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Washington Redskins. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So I'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m.
Here we are in the game. The Redskins are about to run out, and then us. But let's get right to the kickoff. And you know, as always, we're kicking it off to start. So let's see if we can get a good kick.
It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
One thing I would like to point out is, I believe in the first episode, I said that we were playing on All-Pro, but as of last week, it has been moved up to All-Madden.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Just because make it more difficult. Because it's not hard enough. Are you kidding? Because it's not hard enough already.
Creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
So a jump there defensively.
Let's see if we can get a stop on this first drive.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Now he'll dump it
no 3 and out.
Running back complete. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
I remember last year before he got hurt, Darius Geis was like pinned as possibly the best running back in his class, but now here he is, the 3rd string running back for the Redskins.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play. Now a 1st down throw, it's Smith. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one
not
there,
going anywhere,
but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches. In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed.
And there we go, keeping him out of field goal range. And just like that, we get our first opportunity on offense, led by Brock Osweiler. Because Matt Stafford was hurt for a couple weeks. Oh, no way. You can't outrun that defensive lineman. Come on, carry on, let's go. Great way to start.
A big run there by Johnson.
If we've got anything going for us, it's him. He deserves that rushing title. We gotta get it for him.
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 1st down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are so
Johnson
No.
has poked free. And he'll get
Nice.
into the end zone.
Rushing touchdown for an offensive lineman. Why not?
And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but
Damn.
that's the case.
We're eliminated
What are
from
they fighting
playoffs?
for now going
Who would have
forward?
thought?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket. That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats, but really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. James has it, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie up to make the tackle.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now it's Osweiler. The completion to Riddick. Well, they needed 2. They could only get at about the 32. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And the Lions pressure too strong.
No.
Down he goes.
Looks like we're going to be seeing Dwayne Haskins.
Following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The give to Peterson out of the gun. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
Nice job,
You know
Tavai.
what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson.
They
And here's another
Who got
tackle
hurt?
made at the line.
Oh,
So
that's
they're
shooting wrong.
converging well on the football now. Second quarter
Andre.
action with 1:59 remaining. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan
show this
Coachman
rookie
and the
what's
gang
up.
in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early.
Let's go.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield strike. Time with our score 10-0. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin in the Windy City, where the New York Giants have made the trip to take on Chicago. And it's the Bears who have the lead. 2 touchdown passes there for Mitchell Trubisky. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And they trail that one to the visiting Oakland Raiders. A touchdown pass there for Derek Carr. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And as you see, they are currently all tied with the visiting Denver Broncos. In our game, it was Brock Osweiler on target. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
Yard line.
We start off the second half with the ball, as usual. Let's see if he can run down this field and score a touchdown.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And he's got some space here.
That's a great
Take it
start.
down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
On 2nd and 9, Osweiler.
Oh.
He's going to fire this
That's
thing
what
deep
throw to, but it
left
might work out.
sideline.
Nope, Jesse James has
Incomplete.
stone hands.
Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And it's 3rd down. Osweiler.
Oh, come on,
And
Brock.
it's incomplete. Here's 1st and 10. Play action. Haskins. Out to the left. It's complete to Dodson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They give it here to Thompson. And an alley to run. A nice run there, 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, nothing much has happened.
But you get the
Now the Redskins are getting close to threatening a touchdown. So let's see if we can shut
quickly
down.
at the end. On 2nd down now. It's Thompson, and he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. That's complete to his tight end. Springer.
Flag, oh my. Is this going to be unnecessary roughness? Oh, come on.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
On 1st down, it's Haskins.
Oh, that should have
Nearly
been
picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There will open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Completes it right side to Dodson. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play.
There's one
And
more
it'll
stop,
be 3rd and
and they'll be
about
forced to kick a
13.
field goal.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of
Oh,
scrimmage.
nice
for a
pass,
loss of
Dwayne.
yardage. For instance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he'll
Carry on is
finally
making
be
people look
taken down
silly
just
out
shy
here.
of midfield.
Okay, we're down to the 3-yard line. Looks like the Redskins might actually score a touchdown, but not if
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
Christian Jones has anything to
in
say
there
about
to
it.
drop him as that clock continues to run.
God, what are they
Another
trying
try
this
after the
for?
1st down sack. Haskins.
Getting demolished.
In there to drop him at sacks on 1st and 2nd.
Oh, I
downs.
guess
Now
that's
leads to
what
a 3rd
happens.
and long.
Quickly for sure.
Okay. Honestly,
Playing the catch.
I was going to sim the end,
Well, this is a
but
guy
somehow
who
they
is
got the
already
ball back.
among
I
a
have
group
no
of
idea.
kickers that have hit from 60-plus in an NFL game, but that's a tough
I don't
ask
know
to
why
try
they
and
run
get
the
him to
ball in
produce
that
another one
situation,
here.
but
You're exactly right. It's a league group for a reason, isn't it? No small feat for him to hit it from that distance. This one doesn't go through. I always marvel at those guys because It's the same approach every time, the same smoothness when they swing their leg. It doesn't look like they're
Madden,
putting
you
anything
are
extra, even
confusing
when they're kicking it
beast.
for 60+.
Why are you running it with this much time left?
With 7 seconds left.
Oh,
So
they
now
think
one of
they're
the
in
biggest
field goal
kicks of the
range?
night is forthcoming. This to
Wait.
potentially send us
Wait.
to overtime.
Wait a
And
second.
here come the whistles and a
I'm gonna
timeout
return this shit
with
if I
7
miss it.
seconds left. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to
You're
potentially
gonna
send us
miss
to
it.
overtime.
You're gonna miss it. Ah! Get wrecked. Just like that. We win our third game of the season. 13-10 of the Redskins. Let's get into the stats, and then right into next week.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Detroit, they're into the win column for the third time this year as they get the victory here. And now they'll have the short week ahead as they'll host their annual Thanksgiving Day game on Thursday. Meanwhile, for Washington, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And here we are, in week 13. We've completed the training. We've finished scouting. So let's get right in our rematch against the Chicago Bears.
Hey everybody,
The only thing that really happened during the week is I finally put TJ Hawkinson above Jesse James. I think I should have made that move several weeks ago, but I finally remembered to actually do it. So you'll see him getting significantly more snaps, so we can finally unlock his, what's it called?
Opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And of course, the
his development trait. That's close enough. Let's get right into the kickoff.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Well, for our
Unlike
visitors,
normal,
they've been cooking
we
these
receive
last
the ball
couple months,
first,
winners of 7 of their
so it's
last
our
8
job
games.
to set the
If
tone
they
on
extrapolate that
offense.
out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
The numbers for Johnson in last week's game, well into the triple digits, and they'll take that every time out.
What I loved was just how decisive he was running the football. Coaches like guys that go north and south. They don't like the east-west guys, the juking and the jiving. 1 foot in the ground and cut.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try and run for it.
Damn.
Here's Johnson. And he won't be
Not
close to a
around.
first down as he...
Now it's our turn for our defense.
Trubisky brings the Bears
Just force
up
him 3
first
now.
and 10
Let's see if we
at
can
their
do
own
it.
23. They'll run with a third-year
It's a
man.
good
This
start.
is Tariq Cohen. And that one blown up quickly. as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss.
Let's go, Trey. He's really come on the last couple weeks.
Trey Flowers racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week.
And just like that, we force a 3-and-out as well.
Fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run. The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion.
They might be right on the edge of field goal range, so we'll see. Oh, shit, it's third down. My bad. Forget what I just said.
An injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Almost got that second sack of the game. But they might be in field goal range. We'll see.
First down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that
pressure, and he's taken
got some
down.
steak, drop it back.
Now
Khalil Mack's in the zone, I think.
Continues to have his 15th sack of the campaign.
No.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
To try again after the sack.
Oh, come on.
Osweiler, and incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week.
Come
looking
on.
good here so far in this first quarter. Leonard Floyd on the stop.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else. But if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously,
Oh, so close to getting out.
And down he goes.
and now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one
We're almost
personality
in
that's
field
you,
goal
Charles
range.
Davis, to another one in Orlando.
At the
the
2-minute
coach.
warning.
He'll have
Let's see if
stats
we
and
can get
scores from around the NFL.
at least some points, and then we get sacked by Khalil Mack again.
For the sack. Khalil Mack in there to bring him down, and that is sack
He's on
number
pace to tie Joey
17
Bosa's
for him now on the
8
year.
sacks in a game.
Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He
No
got a
way.
lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves.
And just our luck, we get our punt blocked in return for a touchdown.
And he will score. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Then in the afternoon window, all eyes will be on Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where it'll be the Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns. And finally, on Sunday Night Football, we wrap up Thanksgiving weekend with a couple of teams that have gotten to know each other in the playoffs, the Patriots and Texans from Houston. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half...
Oh, let's go, carry on.
How they were going to get that done.
Let's go, carry on.
Comes into play a lot of the time.
87-yard touchdown. Let's go. That's the only offense we've had all game. Well, we scored their first offensive touchdown of the game. So let's see if we can make a stop and score another one.
They'll start with a give to Cohen.
Jeez.
And they'll get it up just short of the
I almost
45
answered right
at the
back.
44. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now Trubisky to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over in your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play.
Make the
And
stop.
this time he's got the hook
Nice.
up. It's complete. Head back out onto the field.
All
And
right,
coming
Rob.
off a 3 and out, my friend.
Let's get this going.
Get
Get it out of there.
Now the ball's out. Oscar lost it. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring
Okay.
this one back. So
And
this
just
one
like
in
that,
the win column for the
we
Chicago
lose to the Bears,
And I know I'm not
22 to
breaking any
10,
news when I say that any
where
road win in this
they
league
didn't
is a
score any
good win.
offensive touchdowns.
It's a double bonus
They
when
score
you get a
on a
victory
punt
road
block
in
for
your
a
division.
touchdown
when you
and a
start a
fumble
season,
return for touchdown.
Each team breaks down their
Feels
schedule
bad,
in different
man.
ways. Some do it every 4 games.
We'll
Others
get
go quarterly.
into the
Others say,
stats,
listen, we've got to take
and that'll
care
be
of
into
our
this
home
video.
field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Bears, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the loss is number 8 for them on the year. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.